Yo, we are back for another stream where I help you find entry-level jobs. But that's not really the goal of this. My main goal for this is to help you to identify specific things within job postings where you can kind of like, where it hints where they're a little bit more accepting of entry-level developers. So that's the main goal. We're going to go through a bunch of jobs, different cities, remote. And damn, it's cold outside. I love it. I love the cold. How's everyone doing? Oh yeah, we were playing some WoW Hardcore. We gotta move our camera back to here. I still haven't died in WoW Hardcore. I'm pretty proud of myself, if I'm being honest. Gotta get it just right. That's good enough. What's up, Miles? What's up, Jessa? Zinka, JJ, Tabiloba. Hello. It's too cold even to get the... Too cold in Texas? Are you kidding me, Zinka? Oh, my... Got a bunch of complainers in chat. All right, you guys ready? I'm ready. All right, so I'm going to probably just do Indeed today. We were exploring different job boards a couple of streams ago, or a couple of times ago when we did this type of stream. But Indeed is probably the job board you want to start with. I hear a lot about success rates with Indeed, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's a better job board, but it has enough listings and it has enough information where you can start to like really be, you know, a little bit pickier and find the right type of job for you. But we'll do other job boards in the future. But U.S. jobs only today. I think I'm going to focus on U.S. jobs primarily because that's where I know the market. That's where I can give the best advice. When you get to different countries, different areas of the world, the conventions change, especially within tech, and it's just a different type of advice, different types of strategies that need to be implemented, you know? So most advice that I give within the US, it's probably going to apply to you in your country, but it might differ depending on where you are. What's up, Andrew? I like it chillier too, to be honest. See, I like it chilly. My skin does not, though. Like, I get really dry skin very quickly. That's the problem. Kentucky is freezing? Oh, yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. It's been 40 to 50 degrees the last few days. That's awesome, Zinka. You might get some snow this year. That'd be pretty cool. Too early for all that nonsense? Yeah, Don, it got down to 29. I love the cold. Why do so many people hate the cold? What's up, Kesar? What's up, Andrew? Got two Andrews in the house. Should live in Texas. All right, we ready? All right, so we're gonna start with some front-end jobs. We're gonna go remote. We're gonna start with remote, and then we're gonna go to specific cities. Maybe we'll bounce back and forth, but... Whew, let's do it. Front-end engineer. We'll get a couple different titles. Music's fire. Let me turn the music down just slightly. I noticed that my music is kind of high recently. All right, so BigCommerce front-end software. Okay. I wonder what creates these estimates here. Actually, got to look into that. No, we're not. Oh, hey, yo. Experience level, entry level. All right, remote. We're not doing hybrid. Anything else? Developer skill. Nope. Developer type. No. I want to do full-time. Entry level. Pay, job type. Full-time. There we go. All right, let's go. Full stack Java engineer. We're going to go front-end initially. How is this front-end? Lead front-end engineer remote. That's not going to be entry level. The fuck is this post doing? Ooh, urgent. Software engineer. Treatment AI. 60 to 80. This looks promising. Software engineer. Civic Plus. For company's products. Okay, so product. Front-end developer. Idea Evolver. Company overview. Idea Evolver. Healthcare. It's an estimate. A little high. We'll see, though. We'll do one more. We could do like a full stack one that pops up. Python, JavaScript engineer to join our team. Yeah, why not? If I had to pick a second language where I kind of know just a little bit about, it's going to be Python. but it's not a lot. All right, let's dive into it. You don't pray for snow? What the... Did you guys, like, never play in the snow? What? I think a lot of people that hate the cold, their parents just didn't make them go outside in the winter and build forts and build tunnels and build snowmen. I think that's the problem. I just found your interview on Back End Banter. Found it very insightful. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, so let's dive into it. Software engineer. All right, treatment, Canadian public company. What the fuck is... Okay, Canadian. Is it... Okay. I guess it's technically remote, sure. Yeah, we'll dive into it. Key responsibilities, web development, create, maintain front-end and back-end components. Okay, so it's a full stack for 60 to 80. Okay. Natural language processing, work on training and fine-tuning natural language models. For 60? Okay. Performance optimization, working on random forest models, neural networks, assembly methods. Okay, so it's just software engineer. This isn't really... This doesn't feel focused on web development. But it is. Front end and back end. Okay, all of this for potentially 60,000. Database administration. Ooh, okay. Responsible for cloud. Server stress testing. Vulnerability analysis. I get like customer support. A BA or BS is a requirement with sufficient work experience. Is this a joke? What the fuck is this? This is a joke. This is a joke. This is like a Halloween joke, I think. Okay. Yeah. Anything else that we should know about? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. This doesn't feel like entry-level friendly. So, I think I might bump it up and, you know, negotiate a little bit closer to 80, okay? But quite frankly, you know, like, take what you can get. I'm not, like, quite frank, if you could pay your bills, like, drop your ego. Like, it's fine if you want to negotiate. That's completely fine. But drop your ego and accept a job to get a year of experience. Like, that's fine. I think people should be willing to get underpaid as long as they're willing to pay the bills and it's progressing them forward as a software engineer. They should accept that. I think you need to drop your ego with that. But my concern is it sounds like they are almost requiring people with, like, professional experience, like a lot more depth of experience than just entry level, and then paying them entry level prices. That's what it feels like. And so the chances of you getting this position feel very slim. It's a contract, full-time contract. Okay. Yeah, if you push forward with full stack, if you have built a project that at least hooks into some third-party API that connects in AI and you have an AI feature within your app, I'm trying to give the most common scenario in which, like, a new developer might fit the requirements. And then when you build out your backend, you've at least built out a project, you've hooked it up to the cloud, preferably AWS, and you can showcase that you can do that and manage that. I think it's worth applying to. If you haven't done all that, it's going to be a stretch. This is one of those jobs where unless like you love the product and you're just a perfect culture fit, you just toss a resume at this one and you move on. That's what this kind of job is. That's it. That's all I have to say about this job. They want to hire an entire IT department with one person. Entry level wouldn't even require a BA, BS in computer science. Yeah, it would. That's pretty common. Oh yeah, Tyler. Dropping the ego to get an entry level. But yeah, it feels like a jack of all trades. It's just underpriced. I think a jack of all trades is fine. Seems like a startup environment. Because they said work in a high-paced startup environment. I think the salary needs to be bumped up quite a bit. I think they're just looking for someone with a lot more experience, and they're trying to pay him much less. But, you know, if you're just starting out, this is where you just toss a resume to. If you don't fit a lot of the requirements, you haven't really built a lot of full-stack projects or, like, anything in depth with your projects that utilizes cloud, that utilizes at least some, like, builds some sort of AI feature. This almost feels kind of like a CS grad coming out that maybe specialized in just messing with the training language models, or maybe, I mean, you could do that on the side, but this doesn't feel entry level and does not feel very friendly towards like alternative education. So yeah, this one you just tossed a resume to and move on. All right, software engineer, Civic Plus. Man, software engineer is just an umbrella. Okay, gotcha, .NET. Okay, let's go through. Why? I type front end. I swear I type front end, but okay. All right, software engineer is responsible for analyzing, designing, developing, and testing software solutions. Cool. Abstract requirements to analyze and design innovative new software solutions. That's fine. Best patterns. Provide technology leadership and mentoring to the team. This doesn't feel entry level so far. Read and understand debug code to find and solve current software problems and resolve defects. Understand the team's deployment pipelines. Okay, understanding is fine. Fine. All of this is fine for entry level. So testing, evident, or unit testing, evident interest in keeping up to date with technology landscape, best practices. So yeah, curiosity. Maybe ask to perform other duties as assigned. All pretty normal. I think this is just the only thing where it's like, it might hint towards someone with a little bit of professional experience. But if you have an aptitude for leader, like if you have previous leadership experience, like that could definitely play in your favor. So proficient with C#, JavaScript, so basically full stack. 3.5 years of experience and a degree in computer science. Why did you tick entry level? Hold on. Yeah, it's entry level. You know what? Here's my analysis of jobs like this. You send your resume regardless of them not looking for an entry level, just so they have to sift through more bullshit. That's what you do. That's like, just send them your resume. Let them deal with it. Like, stop ticking entry level when it's not entry level. Like, fuck this job. Send them your resume. All right, next. Idea Evolver. We're getting through these quickly. What's up, Billy? How you doing? All right. Idea Evolver. Okay. Our primary verticals are healthcare, pharmaceutical, and biotech. Our client list, don't care. Okay, so writing high-quality server-side code. Okay. Creating robust, high-volume production applications and developing prototypes quickly. Fine, collaborating with other engineers and designers to deliver strong customer-face experiences. Send them your resume. Done. To be clear, the last two are definitely not entry-level friendly. You're probably not going to get the job. Not even get a callback. Send them your resume. We're getting through these quickly. Holy shit. There should be more checks and balances for job postings. It's really getting ridiculous at this point. So, platforms like Indeed, you got to filter through less, but I think Indeed's just getting worse because they can't find like high quality software engineers because they're fucking charging, or they're only paying like really low prices. That's why. So they put entry level, because I guess the price is entry level, but they're trying to bring in more candidates to have a larger selection pool. What? Okay. Design, develop, test scalable web applications using Python, JavaScript, and services. Write high-quality, maintainable, well-documented code. Fine. Design UX elements within applications. What? The word design has like 50 definitions depending on who writes it. Like, I'm actually like, this needs to be spelled out more. Does this mean that you are partly a web designer? Is that what this means? Where you're designing these elements to showcase to people who want to check off on this before you start coding? Like, what the hell does this mean? This feels like web design a little bit. But design could also mean, like, I've seen many job applications, just people use the word design that are just talking about, like, build it out, right? Collaborate with other developers, product owners, and stakeholders to gather requirements and develop solutions that meet business needs. Identify and troubleshoot performance issues, bottlenecks, and bugs in Python applications. Okay. Yeah, privacy practices, mentor and guide junior developers. This is supposed to be entry level. Stay up to date with your latest industry trends, tools, and technologies in Python development. Okay, this isn't bad. This is something you apply to. Entry level can mean a little bit of experience in the industry, and this is where the label is, again, it can feel ambiguous because different companies are going to have, I would argue, no, entry level should mean, it should mean into the industry. I think junior, well, see, every time you put junior, kind of people make the assumption that it's going to pay a lot less. Here's what I think of these labels. I think junior essentially, on average, is up to 2 years of professional experience. And I think entry level should be like entry level into the industry. And this is, some companies use it differently. But this still feels entry level friendly. This still feels like something that if everything aligns, you are going to be considered. So 1+ years, you still apply. You get some projects with Django, probably Vue, for the framework on the front end. Get very comfortable with JavaScript. Get very comfortable with Python. This could be a good fit for you. Yep, Django, Flask, Postgres, SQL. Yep, SQL. Get comfortable with these commands. Full stack. So many people keep learning Mongo, and they never set up a relational database. They never use a relational database. If you are aiming for full stack or backend, stop it. Stop it. Please, for the love of God, learn SQL commands. Learn how to set up a relational database. Learn how to plan out how data is going to relate to each other. Learn that. Please, 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 please. There are way too many non-relational database tutorials. It's easy. You can just throw shit in the database and fuck it. Organization essentially doesn't matter with like 99% of your personal projects. Stop it. Learn relational. SQL. And that also, don't just go through... what was I trying to say? I just blanked. I don't know. I'll think of it. Anyways, Django, Flask, pretty common. Experience with AWS or cloud or other cloud providers. Yep, awesome. Experience with Linux, command line, all pretty standard experience. Celery, I don't know. Task queue frameworks within the Python world. Flask API. See that pretty commonly. Document database technologies such as... Why? Are you... Ask what you're going to be working with if you get hired. Oh, I was going to say, don't just lean on an ORM where you don't, like, lean on a library or at least a library. I would actually go directly into the database, execute SQL commands directly there, and just play around with a developer database. Just play around with it. Experiment. But also, you could also start with bringing in a library that forces you to write SQL commands as well before you lean a little bit more heavily into an ORM that's going to just have convenient methods that are going to be able to pull and manipulate data within the database without having to write SQL commands. But a lot of full stack developers, a lot of backend developers need to get way more comfortable with SQL. What else? Experience building GraphQL endpoints. That's gonna with Graphene Mongo. I don't know how much you're actually building out. You get some libraries where you're not really, you don't really have to dive into the nitty-gritty details of building out the GraphQL layer, and it just makes it really, really convenient. So I don't know if this library does that or not. But experience with Kubernetes, Docker Swarm, or other container orchestration platforms. Gotcha. This doesn't feel entry-level friendly. But this is definitely a job that entry-level developers can get. Especially that your projects align, the problems you've solved align with the problems this company is solving, or at least one of them. How you present yourself, following up after you submit your resume, following up and being persistent about it. And, like, you know, having a legitimate cover letter that's very tailored to truly understanding, like, you do a little company research, you know what the hell this company is about. You get a feel for the culture, and, like, can your skills and your personality align with the team and the direction that the team is moving in? If yes, great. If no, you know, it's going to be a little bit rougher. So it's entry-level accessible. It's not entry-level friendly. That's this job. Cool. All right. Let's go ahead. And what's up, Christian? How you doing? Let's go ahead and toss your city. We're going to look up specific jobs within specific cities. We'll kind of bounce back between remote and stuff like that. But we're going to look up front-end jobs, and apparently we're going to go through all full-stack jobs when we look up front-end, but it's probably because we chose the word engineer. Maybe that's what it was. All right, type your city in chat. Where do you want me to look? I want to check one thing. I can't open any more tabs on my computer because my Chrome just freezes. It just freezes. I don't know why. Denver? All right, Denver was first. Let's go Denver. Denver, Colorado. Fiaseo, Akan, Boboya. Welcome. Front-end engineer. Let's go. Let's go. Denver, Colorado. Golden, Colorado. Denver, front-end UI engineer. Perfect. Let's go. We'll look up 3. Remote in Boulder. Boulder's really close to Denver, right? Software engineer, new products, hybrid, remote drive, technical implementation. This does not sound like a software engineer. I don't know. We'll see. Full stack software engineer, Ascend Analytics. No. Yep. There. Okay. All right. We got 3. Wait, was that Denver? We're doing one with Boulder. We're doing one with Boulder. All right. So again, it's really not about the location. It's just about, like, I'm trying to give people a feel for, like, what to look for within these job postings to get a feel for, like, is it entry-level friendly? How much effort do I put into this job posting? All right, so UI engineer, minimum clearance required to start TSSCI with a polygraph. This is a government-based job? What? Okay. Well, this will be intelligent and analysis software. I don't know how easy this is to get, but we're going through this. As a passionate, self-motivated front-end software engineer, you'll work with multiple Scrum teams, HTML, CSS, okay, TypeScript 1, blah, 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 just a lot of fluff, contribute to the optimization of code. I'm just looking for any red flags. Uphold champion industry best practices, mentor junior developers. Hold on. No. This is my fault. I'm sorry. XXX. It clears it out. My bad. We got 2 jobs that aren't even in Denver. My bad. And it won't even let me scroll down. Whew, Denver's fucked. Hold on. Let's look up front-end developer. We'll look up web developer. Boulder's close, about 30 to 45 minutes. Okay. Denver... Okay. Ugh. Associate, full stack UI engineer. Let's go. Mobile. Okay, we got one. I don't know what else to look up. UI engineer. UI engineer. WordPress designer. Nope. Oof. Okay. Well, we got one for you. All right, let's go. 78,000 to 91. This could be it. This is in Boulder, not in Denver, but it's close, right? All right, so has been awarded for multiple government contracts. Any clearance required? Assist in containerization, testing, and deployment of software for delivery of customers. Okay, so full stack. Are you back-end focused? Bachelor's degree. Again, if it requires a bachelor's, you can argue out of that. Interest in analysis work. Demonstrate understanding of principles related to software engineering. Ability to... okay, so ability to obtain and maintain a DoD security clearance. They might pay for that. Ask them. I don't know what... It's basically like just probably not a certain type of criminal record or... Like, it's going to have restrictions, so the ability is a good choice of words there. It's promising. The advanced degree in physical sciences, mathematics, engineering, computer science. Experience with Cesium or TypeScript. I don't know what Cesium... What the hell is Cesium? What is Cesium programming? Open platform for software applications designed to unleash the power of 3D data. Okay, a little bit more of a data position. Messaging technologies such as Protobuf, ZMQ. I'm not looking up all these. gRPC, REST APIs. Okay. Microservice architectures. You should... I think there's a benefit if you're back-end focused to try to just build out a couple of microservices and connect them to kind of to a client. I actually think there's a huge benefit in doing that because you get a lot of requirements and job postings that are like, hey, have you ever kind of set up a microservice and connected it? Professional experience with DevOps processes, tools such as Docker, Jenkins, pretty standard. A lot of these I don't. This seems like a little bit more data focused. A current. You're misleading me a little bit here. You're sending mixed signals. Where was it? Hold on. The ability to obtain and maintain a DoD security clearance, but you already have to have one. Which is it? 78 to 91. So having the security clearance ahead of time, probably coming, you're probably going to get a lot of veterans that might have this security clearance that have worked in tech, potentially. So if you are a veteran, you do have, or if you do have the security clearance with whatever previous companies you've worked with, this could be one of those positions where you're really going to stand out. Like if you already have the security clearance, these are types of positions where most people won't have that are becoming developers. You're going to stand out already. So this is, I would argue, like if you're data focused, you're back-end focused, you've set up something in the cloud, you've set up a pipeline, you've really, especially if you have a CS degree, but if you have a lot of Python knowledge, a lot of back-end knowledge, even with alternative education, you're going to benefit from something like this. Even though we did look up, UI engineer, I don't know how much UI you're going to be doing here. Probably some. I just haven't seen it in the requirements. Yeah. Yeah, this feels like it's entry-level friendly, but it's a little bit more niche. And it's very back-end focused. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's remote positions. There's remote. You're going remote. And, you're also going towards positions where, like, if you line... And we're going to go to... Maybe I should say this a few times throughout this stream. If you don't see a lot of positions within your local city, that's okay. Be open to moving. That's going to be a big benefit. You can look for remote. It's a little bit harder to get as an entry-level developer, but it's still possible. But the big thing is just the cultural fit at the entry level. I'm not gonna like go through my whole spiel because it would take hours and hours and hours to like how you can stand out. You just watch my channel. By the way, anyone on Twitch, I do have a YouTube channel. I have tons of videos. Twitch is kind of like a side thing at the moment, so you can check out my videos for that. But you have that opportunity to stand out. A lot of people, most people, are going through the cold application process. They haven't made connections. They haven't really networked. They haven't really spent a lot of time on LinkedIn. I get it. LinkedIn is cringe, but it's you still got to go through it. You still got to build those connections. You still got to engage on LinkedIn. Engage with the people that aren't cringe, okay? I know a lot of people hate LinkedIn. Engage with the LinkedIn people that aren't cringe. But build up those connections, put a face to whoever you're talking to. Like you should show your face, have a smile, put up a picture on LinkedIn, go to meetups, go to online meetups, participate in hackathons. Like do whatever it takes to get yourself out there, get active in the developer community, get your face in front of people so they can create an emotional connection with you and they can remember. Like I'm telling you, just remembering your face when they pull up a resume will make you stand out over most resumes. That alone, networking is very powerful. Where you can stand out and you can apply outside of your state, and they might be willing to like hire outside of the state. They might be willing to hire for remote. So just keep that in mind. All right. Once again, first city. Where are we going next? Let me know. Ooh, this song's fire. I love this. Where are we going next? You love LinkedIn? All right. Good for you. If you love the LinkedIn, it's easier. This music's good. We're traveling. Where are we going next? Austin? All right. We're going to Austin. Well, it might be a big delay. Austin. Let's go front-end developer, because we're going to find some back-end positions too, apparently. Jamstack, Unity Technologies. Interesting contract. I think we could probably go experience level, entry level. This song's good. Okay. Let me take a look at this. This is interesting. Cloudflare. That's not going to be entry. I'm just skipping that. That salary is not entry level. Digital marketing, web developer, EBQ. Okay. No, we'll dive into it. I'm just kind of curious why this came up as developer. Expert UI engineer. That's not going to be entry level. Not in Texas. Junior, mid, entry, mobile developer. Oh boy. Okay, web developer. Web engineer, graphic and web designer, associate software engineer, Going! Holy shit, we finally found a Go job. Why not? Digital marketing web developer, I think that could be interesting. All right. Austin, I miss you. Never want to see you again at the same time. All right, front-end developer, Jamstack. Pretty high salary for entry level, so we'll see. I don't know, maybe salaries raised in Austin from when I remember. Okay. Material UI, so back-end design system, or back design system. So material UI. Nice, Billy. Nice. Own collaborative crafting of React components. Implement and leverage modern web flows from Figma to Storybook, Next.js. Implement? What do you mean implement? Is this like mix of a design? Maintain a secure code base and a microservice architecture. Again, just look for these keywords. Have you done this stuff? I don't think you should try to keep in mind, I don't think you should try to tailor your path specifically and double down on like a single job posting. Don't do that, right? Which is why you need to get curious and really figure out like what you love building, and then just see if it's marketable and tweak it slightly. Pick up a more marketable library, and just like, you're not going to get the perfect path to like really scratch that itch, but you can kind of get a semi coherent path that's aligned with most of the jobs that you're trying to apply for. All right, Git, TypeScript, React, Storybook. That'd be interesting implementing like Storybook. So this is a Next.js. Okay. SSO, OAuth for user login management. This is front-end developer. So is this just like managing the front end of it? Interesting. It might even be fairly impressive if you set something like that up on the back end, but I don't know. It depends. Experience, but it's probably front end. Just the front end flow of it. Experience with decoupled back end systems for content management. Gotcha. So yeah, microservices. Experience with Postgres, MongoDB, documentation, publication tools. Yo, this doesn't feel entry level friendly. Containerization tools like Docker experience. Okay, this is a full stack position. This does not feel entry level friendly. Yeah, I was right. Unity, world's leading platform for creating and operating real-time 3D content, creators ranging from game development. Yeah, this doesn't feel like entry level friendly. I figured it wouldn't be. This is something you could still apply to, given that like, this could be like a really good culture fit, an aptitude fit. But this feels like it's not entry-level friendly. It feels slightly entry-level accessible. Slightly. Who's the Go guy in the community? I don't know. I think we probably brought some when we brought on Lane. We probably brought some Go fans to our community. I use Go. Go is the only backend language I know outside of PHP. Okay, well, we got a position for you. Digital marketing web developer. I'm just gonna ask once a stream, why does my nose itch every single time I click the go live button? Like I honestly don't get it. It's not bothering me. I just want to understand it. I truly don't get it. It's so weird to me. All right, so help us meet client business requirements. Okay, agency work, probably. Working with stakeholders, configure, set up relational data models for digital okay. Effectively create, manage email marketing. So if you're like aiming for email development positions, you might look for digital marketing as well. Implement A/B test, get comfortable with Google Analytics and just different A/B test tools. Yep. Working with other marketing team members. Retain training and direction from management. Work effectively in a collaborative work environment and professionally represent EBQ to clients. Minimum. So kind of just scrapping things together with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript probably. Passionate about learning, reliable, willingness to constantly learn, process-oriented, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. So HTML email development, utilizing best practices. This is really going to stand out. You know, if you've gotten more comfortable with that. I do have an episode. If you want to become an email developer, I do have an episode on that. Email campaign implementation utilizing corporate tech stack. Relational databases. God. Are you just populating databases? Like, sometimes you can get marketing that will, I guess, have access to the database, or just like they'll be able to write scripts that will populate the databases and retrieve a lot of information, especially for analytics potentially. But yeah, like there are other code adjacent positions where it's not traditional software engineering, it's not traditional web developer. This is one of those. And I feel like given that you focus on the things that we've talked about in this job posting, I think it's entry level friendly for this type of position. So keep in mind, like a lot of people are just trying to get a tech job, right? And you could always build skills on the side. You get that job, it's coding adjacent, you're doing some coding. You're doing a lot of other stuff too, but then, on the side, try to take opportunities within that company to be able to code more, pick up more tickets of the software engineering team if you can. And you're going to have to spend more hours doing it most likely, and you're not going to get paid for it necessarily, right? And you shouldn't. It's not your job. But when you're able to say, like, I've been picking up a lot more tickets, I've actually built features, full-fledged features from the software engineering team that they didn't have the time to pick up, that's huge. And mentioning that within that job, within that role that you put on the resume and you put the responsibilities and the accomplishments, like that's huge. More people need to take advantage of, like, what can I build? How can I convince my team, even if it's not a coding job, how can I convince my team that I can automate some of this through code? What can I solve through code? And usually it's building a prototype on your own time, showcase it, it gets implemented. Lava Flow Master, what's up? It gets implemented, and now you get to put that on your resume. Now that's huge. Now you've built a professional application. You're not necessarily, you don't put software engineer as a title, but you list what you built and what's utilized by your team and how it optimized your team, or whatever quantitative data that you can mention. You put that on your resume. That's huge. Companies love that. And so think about it. Like, a lot of people feel like they don't have a lot of opportunities to get professional experience. This is how you can do it if you currently have a job. Cool. The Los Angeles Chargers wanted an email developer. No kidding. I'll ask for cities once we're done with the last two. Email developer is what I'm going for right now. Okay. Be cool to work for the Eagles. Yeah, it kind of goes back to that storytelling element we reviewed in that one HBR article. Yeah. That article is public. You can check it out in my past broadcasts. Just look for Don the Developer Storytelling. I thought it was a really good article. I think I disagreed with one thing in it. Associate Software Engineer Golang. Okay, so I don't know Go. I'm curious about this. I don't often see a Go position. All right, so top brands. Blah 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 blah. Just a lot of fluff. I'm getting through the fluff. Microservices. High-performing microservices across with serverless and event-based architecture. Got it. Cool. I haven't really done event-based architecture on the back end. Develop and support solutions which deliver outstanding user experience. Golang, AWS, Kubernetes. Fluff. Troubleshoot issues. Oh, with that team. Never mind. Have a path towards a strong future in software engineering. Like, if you are hardcore Go, this feels entry-level friendly, and the price reflects that. Or the salary reflects that. Feeling a sense. Bachelor's or equivalent in technical software development experience. Again, like, this is something that you could just showcase your experience more. Don't prevent yourself from applying to a position like this just because you see this. Plenty of people get these positions that technically require a CS degree. Okay. This feels entry-level friendly, especially if you built, you really dove deep into Go. You know, Lane even mentioned, you know, he was struggling to, when other, like, the JavaScript positions were getting like 500 applications, he got like tens of applications, right? And he would interview like half of them. So that should give you some context. But yeah, this feels entry-level friendly, especially if you've doubled down on Go. Yeah, interesting. Cool. Is an associate above junior? Not necessarily. I wouldn't say that. Fun fact about that, Don, I told a guy at the cemetery when buying a plot for my dad, I could automate how he does the process of purchasing a plot. And he said, nah, I can barely use my phone. Gotcha. Yeah, that's a response. What's up, Tyler? I'm checking in on LinkedIn. Am I missing something? I can see everyone's chat, Tyler. Am I missing something? Requirements don't seem bad. And a lot of people aren't applying for Go. They don't learn Go because there aren't a lot of positions. But, you know, if you have learned Go, you built something with Go, why not apply to a Go position? Can you link what? All the links are, you could rewind, but all the links are right here. All the links are right here. I just closed it already. All right, digital marketing web developer. Okay, help us meet client business needs. Was this the one we reviewed? I think it was, I think it was. I feel like it was. I'm just going to assume it was. All right. Where are we traveling to now within the U.S.? What city? We'll go with the first city mention. Oh, I love this playlist. It's so good. It is so good. By the way, anyone in, LinkedIn, Twitch, YouTube, anyone can mention the city. We'll look at it. I have all the messages. It's all aggregated right in front of me. Oh, it's interesting. We only have like 50 people. Usually this gets pushed out to more people. Irvine, California. All right, we are traveling to California. Irvine, California. If it's not a big city, like, we're probably gonna skip it. Like, if there aren't, well, we got a job. Front-end engineer. Ring, okay. E-commerce. Probably like an integration with Amazon and Ring. Stringray Direct, California, hybrid remote. Yeah, we'll do one more. We'll do one more. All right. 2+ years of non-internship professional front-end, web, mobile. So under three or under, apply. That's my rule. When you get closer to 3, it's, you're probably not going to get it. I don't know if I'd spend a considerable amount of time, unless like you really align with the company culture, you've worked in the industry before, blah, 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 like a lot of other things line up. When it gets closer to 3, but like under 2, by far, apply. 1 year of computer science fundamentals, doing something like Harvard, CS50. I think, they're basically saying like a lot of coding bootcamp grads, you don't really have a lot of computer science fundamentals, so get those fundamentals. And you could supplement with alternative education, experience with JavaScript, Angular or React. Okay, interesting. Angular or React. This feels entry level. I wouldn't say entry level friendly, but definitely entry level accessible. Identify appropriate release branching deployment strategies to ensure the quality delivery, identify and correct bottlenecks, and fix bugs. Okay, 1 year of agile software methodology. Like if you get like a really good, well-organized group project within a coding boot camp, and you go through this process, you go through the Scrum process, rotate Scrum Master, like that, you can argue this kind of experience. But this is why even with self-taught developers, like doing group projects and organizing that, look up like what is the Scrum process? What is the Agile process? What the hell does that mean? Figuring out how to like link up with the source control, not step on each other's toes, how to deal with merge conflicts, all of that is really good to argue for stuff that is required like this. It doesn't have to be professional experience. Yeah. Pretty standard. This is one of those things where it's like, is it entry-level friendly? Probably not. Is it entry-level accessible? Yes. I like this song. Not everyone likes big cities. That is true. I never said that. I don't think so. I don't like big cities, by the way. I'm with you on that. And we got some questions, mods. Just time people out if they're not respecting the sticky. If they're not respecting the pin comment. Time them out. Oh, wait, sorry, you are. I can't see it on... Gotcha. I can't see... Oh, okay, so I can't see the mod actions on Restream. Of course I can't. My bad. You guys are on top of it. Thank you. What is even entry-level friendly when a person at entry... What do you mean when a person at an entry level? That's not a full sentence. I think it's missing context there, Zion. We just did some remote. We'll actually do some more remote positions again, Deepish. We'll probably end with that. Stream says... Yep, US only, guys. Read the title. Yeah, same. I was raised to roll for big cities. I hate... Yep. It's just... I'm not going into that. Not this stream. We're taking a break from that. We're just chilling. We're looking up job postings. But yeah, I'm not a fan of big cities. All right, so front-end, web designer, developer, UI, UX, health, wellness. Okay, this might be like heavy design experience with that kind of sell. Well, it's in California. Man, I don't... It's in California. Where in California, though? Lead the UX, UI. I got like a hair. No, it's not a hair. I don't know. Lead the UX, UI design project. Okay, that's not entry level friendly. We're done. That's about it. Irvine, we got one full stack developer, and then we'll move on. Oh my god. Indeed. I forgot. No. What the fuck is this? Wait. No experience required versus entry level. What? I get. What? Why is there a difference? Okay. I can't scroll down. Indeed is broken. A principal software engineer popped up with no experience required. I'm just gonna look at this. We're moving on from California. I'm gonna look at this, then we're moving on. Come on. Best bachelor's degree in a STEM discipline. Okay. Node, both SQL and NoSQL. Front-end framework. Reactor, Vue, Docker. A principal software engineer? I've never heard of a principal software engineer being entry level. Is it like, or no experience? Is it like no experience for a principal software engineer? But it probably is going to require professional developer experience. I've never heard of like just bouncing into a principal software engineer position. That's an extremely rare circumstance. I don't think that's a thing. I think they're probably requiring professional software engineer experience potentially. Okay, we're done with that. We're moving out of California. All right, list a city. Where are we moving to? I mean, are you entry level after 3 months of completing the Odin project? Yeah. Are you entry level after you created 3 to-do list sample? You're entry level. You started entry level. That's what you are. You start a junior developer, entry level. Junior developer can expand past that usually. I usually say on average up to 2 years. Sometimes it go a little bit more. Sometimes you're not really growing much as a software engineer. A lot of companies are still considering you as a junior, right? A lot of people, when they get like 3-4 years of professional experience, are really surprised that they're considered a junior when they apply to like a FANG-like company. Like, of course you are. You are like bottom of the barrel in skill level, usually, when you haven't really grown on a really good team. You haven't had good code review processes, and you haven't had a lot of good mentorship feedback, stuff like that. Sometimes you get caught in a company like that, where you're still like very much entry level. I'd say like junior level to them. It's so tricky because it's like you could be considered entry level with like 3 years of professional experience at a FANG-like company. And so usually you want to look at the professional experience required in the job posting, and if it's under 3, preferably under 2, you still apply and you consider I most likely will be qualified for this position if I do everything right and if everything aligns. I always get confused on seeing hold on. What is a principal? What is a principal software engineer? I might be thinking of staff software engineer. Management technical profession who develops and tests software to help. Oh, gotcha. It's not traditional software engineering. So you might get a professional. So like getting into tech, getting into IT, or just like not necessarily a traditional software engineering route might lead you into a principal software engineer position. Does that sound right? All right, we got Phoenix, Arizona. All right, let's go ahead and look at Phoenix, Arizona. Web application developer. Usually it could be a little bit easier to get into. Junior software engineer. Okay, let's go. We'll actually experience level, entry level, junior. Kubernetes, DevOps focus, probably not entry level. SharePoint developer, not going to be the traditional positions we're looking for. Okay, we got 2. This is temp. Hopefully these are close. I don't know. We're looking at these. Either way, this is what popped up that it kind of has a chance of being entry level to me. 59 to 72. Develop websites, cycle with modern DevOps practices. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit more of work on phase of development. Okay. Back on, so it's full stack position, manage project details and timelines. Seems like you're taking a lot of ownership in this position. Support a ticket queue, fix bugs, identify improvement opportunities. Seems like kind of almost a go-to IT position that's heavily coding and DevOps focused. And bachelor's degree in information technology, computer science, or closely related field, and 3 years web and database experience, which includes creating and updating table structures. Yeah, this is, I don't know the average salaries in Temp, Arizona, but this feels like they're trying to hire someone with a lot of professional experience with, for low pay. I don't know the area, though. I just don't know the area. This doesn't feel entry-level friendly. Yeah, Xeon. It's basically entry-level. I don't like. I wouldn't focus. So when I say entry-level friendly, it's like what I'm kind of like. The only thing you need to understand is when I say entry-level friendly, it's like this. You have a good chance. Like they're really considering junior developers. When I say entry-level accessible, it's like you can argue your way into this position, but they're probably going to prioritize developers with a little bit of experience. So that's the difference. So, you know, whether it's entry-level, junior, blah, 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 that's irrelevant. That's all I'm saying. It's like entry-level friendly, you got a good shot. Entry-level accessible, you got to do a lot of the right things. All right, junior software engineer. Let's go. We got perform. We're going to go back to front end. We're not getting a lot of heavy front end focused. JavaScript, okay. And training employees with company systems. Bachelor's degree, 1 year experience in software and full stack web development with programs interacting with SQL databases. This is something that's going to be not as entry-level friendly, but definitely entry-level accessible. Java or C#, full stack web development, utilizing the following web development technologies: Java servers such as Resin, Tomcat, Java frameworks such as Spring, Hibernate, web service APIs. It feels like a fairly standard Java stack, does it not? Use of computer. Why do companies have to put this? Like what? Use of computer hardware to include computer. Oh, skill. Oh, no. That's right. Why do you have to say skilled in when you're expecting these languages? Does this not seem redundant? They put these in there because like they probably got a developer for some reason. I don't know. I get this, but why did they have to put this in? Seems redundant. Multitask, a lot of soft skills. I'd like to see the salary with this. It seems like a position with a lot of ownership, potentially. I would say this might be entry-level friendly with the Java stack, especially if you have a CS degree. If you don't have a CS degree, it'd be entry-level accessible. Cool. What other cities? Where are we traveling to next? Yo, what's up, Black Kojak? How you doing? Have I made any content breaking into data science? No. Guys, and save any questions that are kind of like alternative to what we're doing right now for Thursday's Q&A. Read the sticky. Yeah, we're just keeping it focused on the topic right now. Like, if you have just, like, random web dev career questions for me, save it for Thursday. That's pretty much it. If you have a question of, like, should I ask this question, just mention, like, the category topic. I don't mind you asking for clarity with that. Yeah. Did CMod. Indeed jobs could be scams. That sounds dumb to say. I don't think that would indicate that it's a scam, though. Miami. All right, let's go Miami. That is a city I'm considering moving to in the near future. I'm going front-end developer. All right, so we're going to go experience level, entry level. Junior front-end developer. Junior software engineer. Looking for experienced. Looking for experienced website developer, 15 to 18 an hour. And Fort Lauderdale. Come on, 15? Doesn't McDonald's start you at 15 or something like that? Okay, we're just looking at 2. We're just looking at 2. What's up, Tyler? All right, so we got develop and maintain React applications, troubleshoot and maintain existing portfolio websites with front-end and back-end support, blah, blah, blah. Work on tight deadlines, and a high pace, probably going to be overworked, ability to take and apply direction and constructive feedback. 1 year web development experience in a professional environment is still, I would say it's still, so far, entry-level friendly. Working experience with React hooks is a must, okay. Mobix, MST is a plus. Solid understanding of JavaScript, TypeScript, experience with Sass, Bootstrap, version control experience. And a lot of fluff after that. This feels entry-level friendly. Yeah. No salary listing. Okay. I'd say this is entry-level friendly. You can get a lot of this experience with your personal projects. Yeah, this is entry-level friendly. Junior software engineer front end. Let's go. North Miami. Here, that's a little bit of a nicer area. I hear you really got to watch out for the areas in Miami. Work with, okay. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to create user-friendly web applications, optimize applications for maximum speed and reliability, collaborate with backend developers, so it's pretty front-end. Create quality mockups and prototypes, probably like coding-wise, because it did mention work with development team, UX, UI designers, and graphic designers, so you're not designing this stuff as a web designer would. Form.io is a plus. You know, sometimes you get these obscure libraries that you pop in, and this could be a plus for you. Experience, or I don't know if it's a library, but, you know, just kind of like a random extra thing for a feature you have on your website. I think this is a library, though. Git, testing and debugging, blah, blah, blah. Agile Scrum, MS Suite, web development projects, personal or professional is a plus. Yeah, this feels entry-level friendly. This very, very entry-level friendly. This is a position you might want to apply to. Very entry-level friendly. Sounds like a consulting company. Paradigm Senior Services. Whenever I see like services. Operations for home care providers. I don't know if I would consider this like... Serving as a full back-end office solution. This feels like a product, actually. Might be, like, when you say a consulting company, I don't know. This feels like they're just selling a product and gaining partners and building building connections with different companies. I'd still consider that, like, it's going to be product-based work. But maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm wrong with that. But yeah, anyways, this is entry-level friendly. This is probably one of the most entry-level friendly positions I've found. I like it. But we only got 2 that I'm pretty comfortable with. All right, what other city? Where are we traveling to next? Ooh, this song's fire. It's like my favorite song on the list. It's like 1 minute long, and I'm talking through it. Let me get some water. I always forget to... These kind of live streams, I feel like, are pretty fast-paced, and I forget to drink water. I forget to breathe, too. I gotta breathe more in my live streams. Orlando. All right. Florida? Or Oklahoma? Yep. Whatever job you could apply to. Get that experience, Black Kojak. Florida. All right, let's go. Let's go experience level. Okay. Front end Angular. Okay. We'll do web developer. Is this near you? Is that near you? It doesn't seem like a lot of entry level positions. Minimum 2 years experience as an Angular developer. If like you're hardcore Angular, this could be for you. I have a lot of Angular stuff that I don't really know about. TypeScript, of course, with Angular. Again, BS required doesn't actually mean required for a lot of positions. This means it might be a little bit harder. MS, USSI's concepts. That seems pretty specific within the United Systems and Software. So I guess having knowledge within the company, that internal knowledge. Okay. If you're a hardcore Angular person, this might be for you. If not, probably not. This doesn't feel entry-level friendly, though. Yeah, that's about it. Let's go one more city, and we can go back to remote. Sounds good, Glenn. All good. All right, what other city? Black Kojak, make sure you read the title. Guys, I have a higher expectation of members. You should know better. Read the title, read the pinned comment. Read. You guys should know better than that. New York. All right, New York. New York. Let's search. Yeah, no problem, Sarah. Again, you guys should be applying for positions all throughout the U.S. Front-end engineer. Nope, we're going experience level. Entry level. All right. Of course, New York's going to have more positions. So, front-end engineer, Amazon, full stack JavaScript developer, data art, Spyglass software. We'll look up the top 3 that pops up. Brooklyn. Okay. Did we look at this one? Computer science fundamentals. I feel like we did. Wasn't this almost seems like the same position as the what is it? Door ring something? Shoutouts as a global employee recognition. I don't care about that. I guess we'll look into it. It actually, I mean, it's Amazon, so they might have pretty standard stuff for this type of position. But we went over that. React and React Native. Interesting. This might be... So having a project or two with React or React Native might really benefit you with this. Not specific to the language, being open-minded to learn something else. 1+ years of agile experience, and again, you can get that through group. And they have pretty much like, they probably have like templated stuff for the rest of this. Yeah. I mean, this is entry level. I said it's slightly entry level friendly, but entry level accessible for sure. Oh yeah, you know their pattern. Our client works. Let's see. The key task of the project is to set up a platform that the client staff will be using to collect necessary data. Okay, so it's just project, potentially client. 120, React developer. Highly experienced. Already does not feel like entry level. Just an enzyme. Like, you guys should be writing unit tests as front-end developers. You should be doing that. There's no reason not to do that for your projects. Get that experience. It's kind of like React. Do you necessarily need React in every single project? No, but you want to get good with React. If you're aiming for front-end positions. Pretty standard stuff. Experience with Node. It is full stack. Redux. It's going to be... Redux is still pretty common to get comfortable with. Don't learn React and Redux together. That is too difficult. Don't do it. You're in for a world of hurt. Don't do that. Learn React first. This feels... This is not, like, entry-level friendly. This is entry-level accessible. Yeah. Cool. Let's go on to the next one. Oh, you did mocks? Oh, cool. All right. Location, Brooklyn. All right. Spyglass website. LinkedIn page. First security platform for data teams. Interesting. If you like data, this could be for you. Alongside our CTO, CEO. Seems like a smaller position. Cloud-based security platform. For front. Okay, so it still is front end, though. To work across our entire SaaS offering from our front end Svelte app. Okay, Svelte. These are rare, right? But if you find it, you built an application. Look for these types of positions. To our backend Node.js server. So full stack with Svelte potentially. TypeScript, Postgres. Always lean on relational versus non-relational. You have a limited time to learn things, right? Prioritize relational. GCP, Cloud, or Svelte. Okay. This feels... I just get this feeling it's... like, if you're really... Like, you love data... This can really make you stand out, but this feels... The way this is worded, alongside our CTO and CEO... The fact that it even mentioned these two positions, like, you're probably going to be one of few taking a lot of ownership over the position. So I would say this isn't, like, entry-level friendly. This is entry-level accessible. We talked about a couple things that can make you stand out. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm just trying to identify certain keywords within the job postings that kind of just hint towards certain things. But we're going back to remote. All good, Black Kojak, all good. Let's see. Software developer, front end. Software developer, front end, Galactic Advisors. Galactic Advisors. Let's go no experience required. I didn't think that was a thing. Remote outbound SDR. Why did this pop up? I have it sorted by relevance. But yeah, about your contract, I think a lot of people should consider contract work. Black Coat Check. We looked at a lot of full-time positions, but contract work is very good experience, very good professional experience. But how have you been, man? What about you in your screen? Let's see. Front-end software engineer, Home Depot. Okay. I think that's it. What are we looking at? Remote front-end developer? Let's go UI engineer. Let's pull up some more position. Full-stack WordPress web developer. Front-end and analytics developer. Cyber Balance LLC. Okay, product work. Built-in. Okay. Drupal. Oof. Let's go full-stack engineer. I know, I forgot to do the filter for the last one. Staff software engineer, that's no experience required. Is that no experience required as a staff software engineer? Like, let's just go entry level. A lot of full stack positions. We should probably start looking up full stack a little bit more. Maybe we do that more often. I've been great. Pause the applications this week. I'm moving home. Okay, gotcha. Hopefully, you know, it's a better situation. I've seen that Home Depot posting for months. Over 4K applicants on LinkedIn. Oh. Okay. You're probably going to look up like a lot of like software engineer positions, full stack, and you're going to be sifting through a lot. That's what you're going to be doing. We didn't find too much with front end. I think it's time we probably explore outside of Indeed, because I think the job postings on Indeed are starting to become a little less jobs, less opportunities. So I think what we start doing, because we're going to do more of these live streams, and we'll start looking at what other job boards and stuff like that. And I also, whatever AngelList turned into that used to be like a huge startup job board, I want to take a look at that, a deeper look at that, and see what companies are hiring. All right, front-end software engineer, architect, delivery systems. I'm going to go through this a little faster then. If you are mentioning software engineer manager, I don't like companies that fill up their pipeline. I think that's stupid. I think that's unfair. You're wasting people's time. But a lot of companies, they'll fill up their pipeline. They won't even be hiring in the near future. They just want a pipeline of people that will basically be where they could just reach out to a bunch of people when they're ready to hire. I think that's completely, I don't know. It's disrespectful of people's time. I had a previous company I worked at that did that. I did not agree with it. I think that's shitty. But that is a reality. So maybe that's what Home Depot is doing. 6 to 8 years of relevant work experience. Fuck you. All right, we're moving on. Full stack WordPress web developer. Minimum 5 years in website development. 2 years WordPress. 2 years experience front-end development. 70 to 87. This does not feel entry-level friendly at all. In fact, I'm going to skip through this. But again, I don't think I clicked the filter for that one. Front-end analytics developer. If you like analytics, data, this might be for you. 3+ years of UI, UX design using CSS and HTML. This is not design. Stop calling it this. Stop. It's not designed. Stop it. This is development. Just stop. 3 years of analytics and reporting experience building dashboards and reports with tools. Okay. Analytics background can help. Full stack development using RESTful APIs. 3 years of mockups. This doesn't feel entry-level friendly at all. Yep, 3 years required. This is one where you just toss a resume and move on. I'm going to be honest with you. Security clearance, top secret. If you have this, it could really make you stand out. You're going to spend more time on the application. Other than that, you just toss your resume and you continue moving on. Maybe it's just something that triggers me because I'm a front-end developer. Like, stop calling it UI, UX design when you're talking about coding. Stop it. Just stop. Yeah, like, it's just... I get listing it under entry level with like 3 or less years of experience. I get that. And what you're telling people, like, if they have less than 3, they should still apply. That's what you're telling people when you list it under entry level. But like 6 to 8, like, you're just wasting people's time. Again, send your resume anyways. This is my recommendation. If companies are going to waste your time like that, waste theirs. Send it anyways. Let them have to filter more bullshit out. Like, I'm sick of companies doing that shit. Start Tech, junior full stack developer. What else? We'll move on from Java. Let's look up like junior full stack developer. Okay. I get for a client, so it's contract. Can I get like product work, tailspin? We'll look at this. Anything else? We'll do 2, and then I want to go over the labels that you should look up. Okay, so probably a lot of Spanish people. I wonder where this company is based. HTML and CSS. I'm not doing Spanish. I ain't doing it. Yep, I'm not doing Spanish. Let's go tailspin, full stack engineer. Front end, all pretty typical for a full stack engineer. Strong attention to detail. This doesn't tell me a lot. Node, Python, but not limited to Node, Python, Ruby, and Java. Come on. Why? It's agency work, right? Must be agency work. Based in Eastern Europe. Are you hot? Okay. I think there's like subdomains for that in Indeed, right? Why is this posted here? Okay. You just got to sift through more. We'll look at different job boards. I feel like this time around, it was a worse experience of just, I don't know, sifting through and finding entry-level positions. It was worse than last time. So we'll go off of Indeed. We'll go to different job platforms. I might even like put something like a community post out asking what job boards you think do have a lot of developer positions, especially that are entry-level friendly. I have a couple of mine. But a couple, like, keep in mind, you should be looking for different types of positions. You should be looking for, like, front-end, I'm just going to list a bunch of positions, like JavaScript or Java developer, JavaScript developer, whatever language you're working on developer, React developer, Angular developer, or framework that you're working on. You should be looking up, like, full stack developer, backend developer, backend engineer. So replace developer with all those with engineer. Front-end developer, UI developer, UI engineer, blah, 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 blah. Junior developer, junior engineer, or well, like junior developer, junior software engineer, web developer. If you're going for mobile developer, React Native developer, iOS developer, Android developer, right? You could have ChatGPT generate a bunch of titles for you that you should be looking up. Don't just do front-end developer. Don't just do junior developer. This is where you're going to have more job postings pop up. And even we had someone, Andrew, in our community that has mentioned, sometimes you create a login and it starts tailoring the job post to what it thinks you want. And sometimes you got to clear the cookies, log out, clear the cookies, clear everything, the cache, and then do the search again. Go incognito, and you'll see new jobs that you didn't see before. That is a thing, at least with Indeed, from what I've heard. So you're going to have to take a lot of steps. We didn't do all these steps, right? We only have an hour and a half to do all this, but these are a lot of steps you can do with different job boards, and looking at different job titles where you're going to get more opportunities. So if it feels like you're not having a lot of opportunities, you could take those extra steps and see if more opportunities pop up for you. How to trigger down in 5 seconds. Call it UX, UI design. There is a big difference. There's a big difference. Sense of humor in the last bullet. I didn't see the last bullet, OG. I'll save it for tomorrow if necessary, but can you elaborate on why it's not design? No, if the question is like related directly to what we talk about, that's completely fine. So basically UI, UX, design, because you're coding. Design isn't coding. It's not coding. You use tools like Figma. You use design tools to be able to build out mockups, right? So with design, you kind of have you kind of start out with just like thinking about like what problem you're trying to solve. You do user stories. You try to understand the user, and you kind of plan out the content, how you're going to deliver the information or solve the user's problem. Usually there's going to be a content strategy. Usually you're going to then place that content strategy in a flow of a website. You're just like, no design has happened at this point. And then, because we're talking about like a mix of UX and UI design. So then you might, like, once you get the content placed and you're like, okay, it'll probably exist on these different pages or be delivered in this different way. Now you can create like a low fidelity mockup to be able to just position elements, right? It's not about colors. It's not about creating a pretty design. It's about just placing these elements and just having the site architecture. And then you create a high fidelity mockups. It's like, okay, now the design is starting to come together. This is what it's going to look like. And now you're starting to get a little bit more closer to pushing that design to the development team, right? So as a front-end developer, now you're going to be coding with HTML and CSS and JavaScript. That's when you bring in developers. Design, there are a few design positions that like it could probably benefit you to like scrap together like a quick mockup with CSS. But ultimately, as a designer, like it's not a coding position. And so you separate the design process, that UX process, from the actual software engineering process when you start coding. I'm guessing with the CS degree, I'll look for software engineer as well as backend. Yep, the software engineer. Sounds good, Don. Seems I'm right on track. In my experience, it's rare to find job titles with junior in them. Yeah, it is. You don't want to look. I was actually kind of shocked that a lot of people were looking for like junior in the titles. Don't do that. You can. It'll provide more opportunities, but yeah. Your design explanation is spot on. I appreciate that. And by the way, Black Kojak came from web design. I believe you weren't just like a graphic designer, you were a web designer, right? So if you have any questions about design UX, Black Kojak's probably the guy you want to go to. Yeah, you're welcome. Cool. I'm glad it was helpful. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. And I run through it. And by the way, with these types of streams, we time out people quickly. Don't take it personally. We keep moving. I actually don't think we got a lot of viewers, not normally, the size that we get. But we move quickly with these streams. So we time out quickly. All of your questions, any questions that you were holding, just save it for Thursday's Q&A. We're going to do at 5 p.m. All these other alternative questions, anything like that, outside of what we're doing here, ask it then. It's kind of like a free-for-all. And, yeah. Solely UI design, then became a product designer for 2 years. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, we covered web design. Okay. Design background. We'll say design background. But I'm glad what I said was, that's my understanding of like UX and design. So I'm glad it was fairly accurate. But all right, guys, if you haven't already, joined Discord. The link is in somewhere. On YouTube, it's in the description. On Twitch, it's in the Twitch panels or the social links. And then LinkedIn, I'm pretty sure it's in the description of the event because I didn't change the description there. But that's pretty much it. Have a good rest of your night. I might hop on for a game night. We'll see tonight. But either way, I'll be live tomorrow, Thursday, 5 p.m. Central for a Q&A. Good luck on all of your projects. I hope everyone had a happy Halloween and happy coding. Take care.